Well, hey guys, Utah Steve back for another video. It is a beautiful spring day. It is May 10th, Mother's Day. You'll be getting this a lot later than I film it, but happy Mother's Day. Even if you're not a mom, happy Mother's Day anyway. And thank you, women everywhere, for the things that you do to contribute peace and goodness in the world. Those of you who do. And God knows us men have done plenty of damage, but there's still good men left in the world, just so you know. Anyway, happy Mother's Day. I am here in my secret spot. I have not been here since November of last year, so it's been a good half a year. Yeah, 6 months. I did a camp out here last November. I'll put that link down in the description. It was a really fun one too. It was kind of bushcrafty a little bit. This spot is my secret spot. It's not very far from civilization, but the spot itself is very isolated, and there is still no evidence of anyone ever coming through here. There's really old evidence on this long tree behind me, behind the camera here, of somebody trying to build some kind of bushcraft shelter. I'll show it to you in a minute, but it looks like it's been there a very long time. The heck is that? Oh, there's two squirrels chasing each other. See one of them there. Whoop, there he goes. I don't know where his buddy is. Oh, there he is. He's down low. Or maybe that's the same one. I lost track in the camera. Anyway, there's two huge squirrels chasing each other down this tree. Oh, there he is. Look at that guy. Right down here. Oh, if you can see him. I think he's curious about me. I'll have to share some food and see if I can get some good shots of him later. If he hangs around. Looks like a baby. There you go. He's got a whole pine cone in his mouth. Anyway, I might as well show you now that I'm filming all this. Let's see, let's zoom out. This is kind of how I know it's my secret spot. I know where this tree is, and I know how to get to it. This looks like somebody ran a branch along here and started running branches down here for some kind of shelter in there. That's what it looks like to me. Now my plan for today is simple. This was supposed to be an overnighter, but unfortunately I have to work tonight. So it's turned into a day hike. I refuse to let work get in the way of my downtime, so here we are. I'm gonna have lunch up here. I grabbed another MRE for this hike, for this experience. I have not done a what's in my MRE video for it. I'm not sure those videos are very popular. They used to be, and amongst the MRE fanatics, they really like those videos, but there are better MRE channels out there, and I'm not trying to be an MRE channel. So what I did is I just grabbed one that looked good and threw it in my pack. And I have a Ziploc bag for all the garbage, and I'm sure we're not going to use everything in the MRE. And right now I'm not hungry. I had a decent breakfast. It's about, I'd say 11:30 in the morning, and I was going to get up here way earlier to beat the crowds that come up the trails that are around here. Actually, it's noon right now, so I just kind of slept in. So this should be the last Sunday night that I have to work. The last weekend, hopefully for some time. This is beautiful, and like being bathed in nature is like, it's resetting me already. I can feel it. And right here, just looking around me at this incredible beauty. Look at this. It took me 30 minutes to drive up here, and another 30 to 40 to hike up to my spot. So not far at all. Anyway, just gonna kind of hang out and explore and take some video and some pictures. I don't really have a set plan, so hopefully this goes okay. I plan on filming a couple of videos while I'm up here actually. So we'll see how it goes. Finally getting into nature and really trying to submerge myself in it. Butterfly, little flutterby. Anyway, I'm gonna hit the Uintas hard this year, the Uinta Mountains, I hope, to make up for last year. And I didn't really get away to the mountains like I wanted to. Despite the pandemic going on, this is about as socially distant as you can get. The main trails are very crowded with people who usually don't even go hiking, but they're so tired of being in their houses that they're going hiking. But they don't know about my secret spot. You do, and I do, and that's it. And you have to be pretty special to come to this spot for me to show you where it is, because I don't want it to be well known. So, but I love it here. I can come here not very far from home and just reset. Then I can deal with the next 6 days at the hospital. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all healthy. I know we're all tired of hearing, I'm tired of hearing, I hope you're healthy and well, stay home, and we're in this together. Okay, all that's true except for the stay home. I don't agree with. Here in Utah, it has not been a strict rule. You cannot go camping. They did close national parks. For a time, you could only go to a state park if it was in your county. They've loosened that, and so the state parks are flooded with people. Today, being Mother's Day, it's not so bad. I drove by Pineview Reservoir on my way up here, and it's a state park. And there weren't that many people there, and it's because it's Mother's Day. So restaurants around here have loosened up, as have gyms, and they're practicing a lot of social distancing. They're being very careful and very sanitary. I have not gone into a restaurant. I don't actually eat in restaurants all that often. It's just not my thing. Not a big deal to me. I always keep my social distance. You know, I want to address that. That phrase is horrible. Social distance. Does that mean I can't talk to people? It's a horribly phrased way of putting what we've been through. We should be calling it physical distancing, not social. We should still be connecting via technology, even just in person from a distance, whatever you got to do. But I don't believe it's good for your mental health to distance yourself socially from everybody. I think it's damaging. And what I've seen at the hospital, if you don't know what I do, I work with mentally ill people and drug addicts and alcoholics, and it's my job to keep them safe, keep them from hurting themselves or other people. And what I've seen since all this social distancing started is a huge spike. Not many unpleasantness, malady cases at the hospital. I don't want to say the words because then YouTube will get mad at me, apparently. You're not supposed to put that in your videos. But I have seen a spike in admissions to the hospital for depression, for anxiety, for panic attacks, for complete nervous breakdowns, for people not getting their medication or taking their medication, and they end up basically you get a lot of people sitting around the house drinking, they're hitting drugs, they're doing anything they can to escape because they don't have connection with other people. And even though I'm an introvert, I still crave that connection. I still need it. So hopefully you're doing okay. Hopefully you're not letting this get the best of you. Physical distance yourself, but don't social distance yourself. I don't. That just happens to me naturally. That's enough discussion about that. Let's look at what's in my pack. Let's look at my gear loadout for the hike. The pack is stuffed and it looks heavy, but it's actually just bulky, not heavy. A big part of it was this hammock, so let's go ahead and look in that backpack and see what we have to offer today. Okay, I've got everything unloaded. Of course, I've got my water bladder with me. I've tried to get away from these many times in the past, but they're just so convenient. You know, if I were up in the Uinta Mountains, say, where there are a lot of streams and rivers, then I would just carry a water filter. Avoid carrying these unless I have to. That's like 7 pounds of water. It's 3 liters, so it adds a lot to the pack. But there's not really a water source around here, just a lot of trees and greenery. So, of course, I brought the hammock. Yes, we have the hammock. And over here I've strung a piece of paracord. Some of this I intentionally brought. Some of them I didn't realize were still in my backpack. So I brought my puffer coat. I didn't know how cold it would be up here. It's really not bad at all. It's like 60 degrees. So we're doing all right that way. I won't need it. But I didn't know if there would be snow on the ground. And obviously that is not the case. I saw one patch of snow hiking in here and that's it. Now I threw this Mora knife. This is my bushcraft Mora knife. I love this thing. It's a great fire starter and a handy tool. And I threw it in my pack thinking I didn't have this with me. This is a Mora neck knife also with a fire striker on it. There we go. So there's the Mora neck knife. Great little knife, but I didn't know I had it with me, and that's why I brought the bushcraft knife here. So moving right along, we have my Bluetooth speaker. This is a Sony. This was a gift from my friend Joseph Shanks. Another video brought to you by Joseph Shanks. And then of course my roll pack with my hygiene, fire kit, and first aid. Always those 3 things in there. I keep it well stocked. I roll it up and throw it in my pack and it's ready to go. I accidentally brought a multi-tool. That was in my pack. I did not know that it was. And I brought a pepper spray gun. Not so much for animals, but you know, you never know what kind of weirdos you're going to run into. So that is actually made by Mace, the Mace company, as you can see there. It's upside down, but you know, it's just a good thing to have, just in case. And then I've got this camp towel that Devin Ashby gave me from Backcountry Exposure. Good friend, good man, just like Joe. Those two keep giving me stuff. Now you might notice everything's blue, or a lot of things are blue, and that's because I used to go exclusively with my favorite color, and that's blue. But I'm kind of getting away from that now. I'm not sticking with the blue so much. That's why the hammock's blue. I've got a blue tent. I've got a blue quilt. You know, I love the color blue. I really do. Even my paracord is blue. But I'm not against, you know, trying to be more earthy with the greens and the browns and that kind of thing. Anyway, my pack today is an Ozark Trail pack. I believe I got this at Walmart. It's nothing spectacular, but it holds my water bladder and it has a lot of pockets. Whoop. Here, let's just pull that down so you can't look at it. It has a lot of pockets in it, a lot of little inserts on the inside. I mean, there's just room for so many things. Okay, doesn't want to stay. So anyway, nothing, just an average hiking pack, nothing spectacular, but does a good job. It was cheap. And then over here, you may remember from my November video here, this is where I had my cooking area, and I'm going to use it again. Right where everything is sitting is where my little firebox stove, whatever, not firebox, but a little, you know, fire stove was set. So we've got our MRE, I've got my spork, a Ziploc for garbage. The first strike was another thing that was in my pack from my last hike. I didn't eat it from the MRE and it's still there, and who knows when I'll use it. And I brought a collapsible cup and a couple more snacks, some beef sticks and some trail mix. My sit pad, blue, and also a gift from Joseph Shanks. And then of course we have our friend here, Bob Jr., always my faithful companion on these trips. Well, I think what we're going to do next is take a look at what's in this MRE. I'm going to use the Mora neck knife. And we'll just, I know it says peel and you can pull it open. They're always a pain in the butt to get open, so we'll just do that. It's faster. All right. So there is a lot in here. Look at that. That is a lot of stuff. This one is really bulky. I'm not starving yet, but I'll at least show you what's in it until I get hungry. Woo! Alright, let's see. There's our main course. This is, I forgot to tell you, menu number 7. Brisket entree, gravy with seasoned beef brisket slices, which sounds pretty amazing actually. And there's the main entree right there. Then we're probably going to have a cooking sleeve. Yep. They've started doing this. They've started giving nutrition information for various things in the MRE. That's new to me. I've not seen that. So that's a pretty cool feature if you're really that interested in what you're eating. This looks interesting. This says toffee rolls. It feels like a couple of Tootsie Rolls, to be honest, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not Tootsie Rolls. That looks interesting. That should be good. Okay, we got Irish cream, cappuccino instant powder. There's 2 sections to this. Anyway, interesting packaging. The way it's kind of divided off in the middle. And they put the nutrition information right there on the back of that package. What is this? Oh, hey, look at that. It's not cheese. If you know me, you know I hate the cheese. This is strawberry jam. Very good. Excellent. Here's another pouch. Please don't be cheese. If this is strawberry jam with cheese, I'm going to be pissed. It is not. It is peanut butter. So we have peanut butter and jam. Somebody actually put some thought into this. I have had these come with honey and cheese. I'm not kidding. Why would you eat honey with cheese? I don't know. You'd have to be starving, but that's kind of the point of these anyway. Anyway, so there's those. I got a little spoon. I brought my spork anyway, my Light My Fire titanium spork. And what's this? Au gratin potatoes to go with the beef. I guess you heat these together. That sounds pretty amazing, like a homemade casserole. And then we've got the heating element right here. Goes with the sleeve. I am not going to be eating all of this today. There's no way. It's silly to think that I could. Okay, your basic accessory pouch, lackluster at best. Got toilet paper, wet wipe, salt, a sugar-free lemonade packet, and some gum. They used to put other things in this, but that's okay. This MRE has plenty of stuff in it. Then we have cranberries osmotic. Not just cranberries, but the osmotic kind. So if you like your cranberries osmotic, this is the MRE for you, my friends. And then finally, our final thing, this is wheat snack bread TFF. Trans fat free, I learned. Since the last time I did one of these videos, I was questioning what TFF meant. And I had all kinds of profanities in there that I thought it might fit. But it actually means trans fat free. So here's our wheat bread for our peanut butter and jelly. And then of course I've got the first strike bar from the other MRE. I've got a lot of food here. This is garbage. We'll start cleaning that up as we go. Right now, I'm kind of thirsty. I think I'll mix up that lemonade. I don't have a bottle, but I do have my collapsible cup here, so I think, where did my accessory pack go? I think that's what we'll do. Let's go put some water in this real quick. There we go. Got some floaties in there from the trees. It's all right. At least it's all natural, right? It's supposed to be shaken up, but you know, we do what we have to. Cheers. Tart, sweet, good to eat, or drink in this case. You can tell it's sugar-free, it has that aftertaste. Quite refreshing though. Lemonade in the woods. I should open up a stand, but I don't think I'd make very much money around here. Listen to that silence. Just a bunch of birds, an occasional squirrel. I've seen mooses up in here several times. Not in this particular spot, but further down the trail. Different areas in the evening and that kind of thing. Wish you couldn't hear the car though. So I want to talk about something very serious. Something I'm very unhappy about. Since all of this social isolating started. After a long cold winter indoors and then have to go into social isolation, physical isolation. I'm afraid I made a few mistakes along the way and I ordered a lot of pizza. It kind of became my crutch. I would say I had pizza twice a week. And the government stimulus check didn't help because it just made it easier to order more pizza. I didn't have to leave my house. Someone brought food to me. And what happened in the process is I gained about 11 pounds. So I basically have gotten fat because of all the sitting around at home. I'm shaking off the cobwebs of the pandemic. It's safe to say that. And the long cold winter. And now my goal is to lose some weight so when I go backpacking soon, it isn't a hindrance. I'm kind of embarrassed about it, but I have reached an age where my metabolism isn't what it used to be. And so maybe you guys have had a similar experience. I don't know. I eat healthy most of the time, but boy, that pizza just became my sort of comfort food. And yeah, I've got a belly on me that is worse than it was before. So I'm contemplating going back on keto. When I went on it last time, I lost 29 pounds in a month and a half. And I felt fantastic. I felt light and thin and attractive, and I noticed right away carrying a pack on my back was so much easier than carrying one on my front too. So something I gotta work on. Kind of sucks, but I might as well be honest with myself and with you that I've put on weight, and it's not something I'm proud of. And they say the camera adds 10 pounds, so there you go. I actually gained 21, 22 pounds. So yeah, I got to work on that. At my age, my health is very important to me. I'm grateful that I'm healthy and haven't had any problems with being sick or anything. But this weight's got to go. It's not okay. And I want to make my backpacking trips a lot easier to endure. So bear with me, guys, if I don't look so great in these videos for a little bit. That's what happened. I just kind of let myself go. Not like, whoa, but I just didn't think about it. I didn't think about what I was putting in my face, and the next thing I knew, I weighed way more than I want to. So there's that. Well, guys, I've had to switch cameras. This is actually my cell phone. It probably actually has better resolution. This is 4K, but my camera, my battery died. I had to film other videos while I was up here, and so yeah, I used the battery up. I need to get a spare or two to have on hand. It doesn't charge with the battery bank, so I'm gonna have to remedy that. In the meantime, the rest of this video is going to be on my cell phone, so should be okay. It's a new cell phone and it does a good job. It's just there are certain little glitches with it that I don't like. Anyway, you don't care. You just want to see the video, right? It's MRE time. I've been lounging in the hammock and listening to music and just enjoying myself. It's so fantastic out here. I never want to leave. So anyway, I'm going to tear into this MRE, and here are the items I've decided to eat. The rest are going in my backpack for future use. So we've got the toffee rolls. We're going to have those for dessert. Hopefully it's not Tootsie Rolls. Let's look. Let's see what this is. If it's Tootsie Rolls, I'm giving it to my kids. I'm not a fan of Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls. Okay, we're not having Tootsie Rolls for dessert. My kids can have those. There's one for each of them. Yeah. Toffee Rolls. Toffee. Alright. We won't be eating that. That's okay. That's not a big deal. They should just say Tootsie Rolls, but I guess because it's a brand name, they can't. So, all right, we'll set that aside. We are going to try the cranberries, and we're going to heat the main course, the brisket entree, but we're going to skip the potatoes because I don't really want to eat both. I'm not like backpacking for miles. I'm only hiking in a little bit and then hiking back to my car. I don't need that many calories, so we'll start with this. And now, of course, there's this, but what the heck was that monster bug? There's this thing, but I don't have a way to heat water. I have fire. I don't have a pot with me. I just brought my rubber cup, my little collapsible cup. So I think we'll bypass that. I might have to rethink this. I think what I'm going to do is have this and the cranberries and probably that energy bar. That First Strike energy bar. That's what I'm going to do. So let's get the main entree started. Okay, I got the entree cooking here in its sleeve. It's on the wrong side. There's that. That is lunch today. Oh, Bob Jr. got pummeled. All right. You can hear it sizzling in there. All right. Let's try these. These will be our appetizer. That'll be dessert. And then the entree. Let's try the cranberries. Hear that cooking? Heck yeah. Cranberries osmotic. See what they look like there. Yeah, that's a pretty good shot of them. They look about like you'd expect. They look just like regular dried cranberries. The difference is these cranberries are osmotic. So I'm going to osmotize myself right now. They don't jump right out at you. A lot of times what they do with dried fruit in the store is they glaze it with some kind of sugar coating, and it has this sweet coating on the outside, but these are literally just dried cranberries, so they don't grab you as soon as you eat them. Good though. Good pick me up. Want some? Look how big my hand looks. Want some? Pretty good. Better than raisins. I hate raisins. I always have, even when I was a kid. One of the cruelest things on this planet is to give someone a chocolate chip cookie that isn't a chocolate chip cookie, because it has raisins in it instead of chocolate chips. What kind of joke is that? I'm gonna sit here and eat probably half of these. There's so many. There's a lot in there. You could easily split this whole MRE into 2 meals. That's why I like them though. I can save half for later for another trip, as long as I keep track of, what all I have. Pretty good. Well guys, it's been about 10 minutes, which is about the time this should have taken. I don't hear much hiss left in that heating element. So let's take it out. Hopefully it heated through. Sometimes these things don't, but it's very hot. It should have. Yeah, it feels. Whew, you can't even touch that bag. Super hot. That one worked well. Just had an idea to put water in this cappuccino thing anyway. And since this is still hot, I'm gonna tuck this down in and let it warm the water that way. There we go. We'll just set that aside for now. Let's tear into this wonderful entree. I'm glad this is the kind with the notch here that tears across this way. A lot of these lately come with the notch up here and it's hard to get the food out. It's a dumb idea. It looks like we're back to these. You see what I mean? Oh yeah. You want to see this? I know you want to. This smells like home cooking, man. Okay, I'm gonna have to tip the camera so I don't dump my food out. There you go. How awesome sauce is that? Heck yeah. Okay, let's tear into this. That bag is hot. It's hard to hold this. Now I can see why you would want to mix the potatoes into this. Have like a big old casserole type thing, but I'm just not that hungry today, and I'm trying to watch the calories. Here's what it looks like. Whoa. You see that? There you go. Nice and clear. Okay. Bottoms up. Oh wow. That is savory. That's incredible. That actually makes me more hungry for more. More hungry for more. That's an outtake. That is truly astounding. The meat is incredibly tender. It just melts in your mouth. It's not like, I thought it would be kind of, like a pot roast, kind of really tough to chew, but it's not. This makes me want to eat the potatoes with it. I almost wish I had. Oh well. We used the potatoes on another outing. Oh my, this is good. I can't even begin to tell you how good this tastes. It has a smoky smell to it, like a campfire. I'm pleased with this one. Very pleased. The only one of these that I've ever had that I really did not care for It was chilly. Not chili mac, it was just chilly. And the chili like messed my guts up for like an entire day. I took them on a hike a long time ago. I remember sitting in the snow and eating it and thinking it was okay. It wasn't awesome. Like canned chili tasted better. And man, it tore me up. My guts were unhappy with me for hours after I ate that. And so I had heartburn, indigestion, all kinds of problems. Taco Bell syndrome, you know what I mean? All right. You literally just watched me eat this whole thing. I was hungrier than I thought. As soon as like that first taste, that first bite hit my mouth, hit my taste buds, I wanted more. Good review for that one. I've had these before. These are really good. This particular one is an apple cinnamon first strike bar. And it's this big chewy glob. It's really good. I like these. I'm a fan. It's a little bit like a Cliff Bar. Meats. You know those Bita Honey candy bars? It's a texture of that. Kind of bendy. Really good. What an awesome day, guys. Good food, good friends, beautiful scenery. This is physical distancing at its best. Probably wondering, or not wondering, what my plans are for this year. My goal is to hit the Uinta Mountains up here in northeastern Utah really hard. There's still snow up there. We're talking 10,000 plus feet in elevation. The highest point in Utah is 13,000 feet. If I can pull it off come maybe August, so about 3 months, I'd have to lose some weight, of course. I want to attempt once again to hit Kings Peak, which is the highest peak in Utah at 13,000 plus feet. I have a whole video series on here. I'll link the first episode down below, and then you can just find the other episodes after that. And there's episode 1, episode 2. And that's because I was there for 4 days and I filmed and filmed and filmed. I went with my son Murphy and my 20, how old is he? He'll be 25 this year. So my 24-year-old son Murphy and I went last year. And he's very on board with this. Some people have asked if I'm ever going to do another trip with Murphy. I can get him on board if it's high adventure. If it's something like this, he doesn't get too excited, even though he goes off with his friends and does his own, outdoorsy stuff. He's very much like me. He's very much an introvert. That's a possibility. I can't guarantee it, but it's there. That is the bulk of my plans with the outdoors adventures. I'll be doing day hikes. I'll be doing backpacking trips. I want to get back into actual full-on backpacking trips, hopefully with friends too, or if they're available. There's a lot of places I want to go, and most of them are in the Uinta Mountains. So Kings Peak is part of the Uinta National Forest, I believe. To get to it, you have to drive into Wyoming and then back into Utah. I almost made it last year, but I got altitude sickness. I now know that. At the time, I wasn't sure what was wrong with me. I made it to the base of the peak, and I just could not go on any further. I couldn't breathe. I felt weak and sick and dizzy. And it wasn't just dehydration, because I drink plenty of water. So definitely, I'm not used to 13,000 feet, guys. I live at 4,000 feet. This right here is probably the same. It's probably 4,000 feet. And so Kings Peak, the plan this time is to go up there, camp a couple of nights, maybe, and acclimate to the altitude, and then summit the peak. Last time I didn't do that, and I just raced towards the peak, and it didn't go so well. So this didn't really get very warm, but I already shook it up and mixed it. So it's going to be cold cappuccino. This heating element like fired up so hot I could barely touch it, and then it just completely crapped out, which is okay. Smells good, it's just cold. Yeah, it tastes like chocolate milk cappuccino. I don't know. It's good though. Really good. Say hi, Bob Jr. It won't focus. One of the things I don't like about this cell phone. Anyway, that's all that's here. I'm gonna go take this and bag it up, and then I think I'll hang out for a little while longer, and then I have to head back. I need time to shower and offload video and decompress and get ready for the night to come. 12-hour shift at the hospital. Isn't that beautiful? Look how green it is. And it gets greener. Pretty soon these leaves will all fill in. And it will be very hard to find this place. That's a good thing. Oh. Well, my friends, it looks like I'm all cleaned up. I've kind of worn a pathway through here. Look at that. Just all the back and forth today. Hopefully it grows in. I tried to make it look as inconspicuous as possible. These are actually sticks from my November camp when I used those to feed my little fire stove. So yeah, that's all cleaned up. Just showing you there's no garbage. Over here, the hammock was between these two trees, and my paracord was right here. So we're all cleaned up. Water bags put away. Bladder, bag, whatever. That word, bladder. Look how beautiful and green. Look at the moss growing on this tree too. Anyway, guys, time to head back that way. It's about 3:30 p.m. I've spent probably 4 hours here, 4.5, almost 5. It's time to go home and get ready for the real world. Thanks for joining me for another video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this little adventure. Do yourselves a favor. Get off the couch. Get outside and have some fun. The views are amazing. And if you can't get outside, come along with me. I could use the company. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care.